Hey everybody, this is your girl Essie, trying to get this life together. I'm telling you, I woke up this morning. I've been battling being sick, so I'm not in the best of health right now. And after this live, I'm gonna go to bed because I don't feel great. Um, so I'm just gonna wait for everybody to get on. I had said that I would be on today, so we're gonna talk about 6 reasons we hesitate to start our weight loss journey. So as people come on, hopefully we can have some conversation, a little exchange of encouragement. We'll see how things go. And hopefully, you can see maybe one or two of these points could be the reason why you are hesitant to start your journey. Now, anybody watching my channel should be able to know that it's been weight loss, right? Now it's kind of modified and morphed into a little bit of lifestyle as I take you guys through and it'll be even more so some of the things that I'm experiencing. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because of the weight loss journey. I'll be honest with you. So, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was not comfortable in my own skin. I would never appear on camera ever. I didn't even like taking photos. So to now be able to have a goal of being a content creator and move about and feel comfortable in my skin, is new for me. So I'm enjoying this. I really am enjoying it. So hopefully people can look at what I've been through and see how the weight loss journey has benefited me because it's made me more active, more comfortable in my skin. And that's something that I think benefits everybody. Now, as far as the 6 things that I guess, we use to stop ourselves from accomplishing and starting a goal is something that we're going to talk about today because all of us can be hesitant to start a journey, right? Thank you for joining. Hopefully you'll like the live. Give me some likes when you get on. I really appreciate it. So some of us feel like, we need to overcome so many obstacles in order to start a journey, and that's not always true. So some of the things we're going to talk about. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate. Hey, Kylene. I am from the US. So we're talking about things that, will stop us from starting our journey, whether it is a career path, whether it is planning different things in your life, and also, just starting. We're in the end of January 2025. This is your time to start your journey, right? This is the time if you have goals. Yes, I know where Iran is. Hi, Angel. How are you doing? Thank you guys for jumping on. I am battling a cold. Guys, I woke up. Hello, Joe. I woke up this morning and the past couple of nights, has anybody else been sick? Because my kids brought something home and I'm telling you, a massive headache. I've had a fever. I've been asking them to bring me some cough medicine, cough drops, and I'm at the point where I'm about to lose my voice. So this is my last live, and then I will do a dive into the bed in between the blankets. You know how when you when you watch the Olympics and the divers jump off the board and it's a little bit of splash? That's what you're gonna see me do in my bed in a minute because I do not feel great. I'm taking a weekend off and I'm just going to try to relax, okay? And so I'm feeling it right now. So I'm hoping to recuperate so that I feel better and I'll be doing a lot more lives as we continue this process. I hope, oh, well, thank you, Walid. I appreciate it. So let's get into the reasons why we don't start our journey, right? So sometimes we don't start our journey because we're in a comfort zone. This is what I had posted we would talk about. And thank you guys for liking. I really appreciate it. I'm a new content creator and I wanted to do more on YouTube and other social media channels. So, thank you so much. Now, Amira, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, baby. I'm not giving up that information, right? Like, I'm old enough to have a young person that's getting married, and I'm planning her wedding. If you watch my channel, you'll see. You'll meet her and you'll see she's my oldest. She is 23 and she is about to get married this spring. So that should give you, work out the calculations no matter what time you think how old I was when I had her. That's up to you, baby. However, you go right ahead and try to put two and two together as far as what you think. And you will find someone, Waleed. Okay, everybody's out there. There's someone for everyone, like my sister says. So, 6 reasons why we don't start our journey, whether it be changing careers, setting goals in life, why we don't start our journeys. You're in a comfort zone, okay? You're in a routine. And that routine, even if it's not benefiting you, right, is what you know, it's familiar. Let me give you an example. I don't know if you guys are familiar with shows like My 600-Pound Life, right? And I'm only saying for a weight loss journey because I've been through a weight loss journey. That's where I've been, right? And so you have people who are heavy and they go to get this gastric bypass surgery. And the doctor always asks them, who is your enabler? Right? And they go through what they eat in a day and what they have and what they don't like and what they do. And so, they're in a routine. They're in a routine. Hello, life is what you make it. How are you? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this live. So, life is what you make it. And I'm using your line, your name tag, right? Life is what you make it, and life is what we make it, right? If we're going to set goals, it's so important that we get out of our comfort zone and our routine. Thank you so much. My other daughter did my nails. She's actually going to nail school. So that's something that, she's working on doing. So for her, as a perfect example, she wants to be a nail technician and she's an artist. She has her own channel. She's a phenomenal artist. And I'm not joking. I keep trying to encourage her to, put her productive stuff up for sale, or either to see if she can link with some agencies or whatever in order to get, her work published as far as her artwork. And now she's decided to go to nail school. So I am her guinea pig. You see, I'm her guinea pig. And I love what she does. Now, getting back to your comfort zone and things that, you feel you need to do. A lot of people, when you get into a routine, they feel like I got to stay stuck in this routine. I don't want to set goals in order to accomplish more. I don't want to set goals because I'm comfortable in this spot. And so that could be a real roadblock if you need to set goals, if you want to make a change in your career or in your life. That comfort, being in a routine and not really assessing where you want to make changes to make you happy, that can be very hard. That could be a roadblock. That could cause you to hesitate as far as setting goals. Thanks to everybody who joined. Give me some likes, guys. I really appreciate it. And so another thing, when you think about being in a routine and being in your comfort level, it's very hard to get out of that. We like to establish routines as humans. Every morning I have a routine. I do. Every morning I get up, I take care of my hygiene. I lay things out for my youngest son who's going to school, and then I get my next oldest daughter. I have 5 children, by the way. I get my high schooler off to high school. And then after that, I come back, I start my day. So therefore I have a routine. It's a comfortable routine. But if I never sat back and viewed my routine to see if it's something that's benefiting me, then that would hinder me from changing what needs to be changed. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope so. Now, that's number 6, comfort and routine. Okay? If you are in a routine and you're not taking the time to see if the routine is benefiting you, if you're not willing to get out of your comfort zone, then that could hinder you from doing more. Okay? And starting your journey, even if it's your weight loss journey. So, if we're going to say comfort and routine for weight loss, every morning, if you're starting or thinking about starting your weight loss routine, every morning, I think love frees all routine in your day. Every morning, I get up and I'm not saying me, I'm just using this as an example. If I got up every day and I cooked a breakfast that was a spread and I ate that every day and I started gaining an enormous amount of weight, then that would definitely mean that I needed to make some changes for my health, right? But if I find that routine comfortable and I'm stuck in that routine and I don't know how to get out of it, then there comes the problem, right? That's an area in my life that's not benefiting me, and I need to make changes in my routine so that my health doesn't suffer. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. I also, when I get up, I'm going to tell you, I drink 2 bottled waters. Like I have 2 here. Well, I have 1 here. I'm almost finished my water for the day. And I need to just knock it off before the end of the evening, before I go to bed, because I drink about 100 fluid ounces of water a day and I feel a little dehydrated. So I'm going to get my water in before I go to bed. So that's number 6. Fear of getting out of your comfort zone and routine is the 6th reason why we don't start, why we hesitate to start our journey. Number 5, as far as why we hesitate starting our journey, is lack of motivation or clarity. We don't know our why. Your why is so important when you make decisions in life. Let's talk about those young people coming out of school. I well, thank you for saying that, Waleed. Um, when you're coming out of school and you're thinking about your career path, right? You have to find out what job you want to do, where you want to go, what training you need to get. And so, what should motivate that decision is your why. Do you like being with, young patients? Maybe you want to be a doctor. Maybe you want to be a pediatric doctor, right? Everything, most decisions that we make in life are fueled by our why. But if you don't even know your why, right? If you have no clarity as far as what you want to do and how you want to set goals and accomplish them, then you're not going to be able to move forward. Thank you guys so much for the likes. I really appreciate it, and the hearts. So you got to find your why. So that's number 5, lack of motivation or clarity. You have to have a strong vision as far as what you want to do in life. Okay. Now I'm talking as somebody who, when I began my weight loss journey about 3 years ago, I had no motivation and clarity. I knew my why though. I knew my why is because my health was deteriorating and I wanted to raise my children. And their dad had decided that he had had enough and he just walked out. Let's be real. He had enough. He was like, the responsibility is killing me. I can't do this anymore. And literally he got up and walked out. I think if you watch some of my older videos, you'll see I give my background story, right? And so I was severely unhappy. But at the same time, I knew whose job and whose responsibility is it to make you happy? It's yours. It's yours, right? We can be happy in life at certain moments, but our overall happiness depends on the decisions that we make. And so one day I got up and I decided I'm going to be happy and I'm going to make changes and I'm going to stick to it this time because that's my why. Because I want to be happy and I want to raise my children. That's my why. Okay. And so I don't now, I have a wonderful relationship with my children and they are worth it. So they also, in a way, became my why because they deserved a more active and more engaged mom. And at the pounds that I wasn't able to do that. Thank you so much. I am trying to be open minded. I wasn't open minded then, I'm going to be honest with you. I was on fire. But it let me realize that there are certain areas in your life when you're not happy. You need to set goals and you need to find your why. You need to make those changes, right? And you need to put dates to those goals so that you know how to accomplish what you want to do. Right? This is a whole lifestyle change. Whether it's losing weight or career, this is a whole lifestyle change for some people. And it takes a lot more than just saying, I want to be this. That's the end game. But how are you going to get to the end game? Right? So you got to start the journey and you can't really jump in with both feet and not know how you're going to target yourself in order to accomplish your journey, right? This YouTube channel for me is new. I've had the channel for about a year, but when I say it's new, I really wasn't actively engaged. I really wasn't trying to grow the channel. I really was unfamiliar with social media. I really was not comfortable on social media, but I feel like the older I've gotten and the more knowledgeable, I feel like I am becoming more adept in using social media and I like it. Now, I don't know anything about Bitcoins. I'm gonna be honest with you. My husband does all of that. I will tell you that. And he tries to talk to me, but there's just some things that set my brain on overload. My husband will talk about, babe, you got to do this and this Bitcoin is. He's into that, and he's into the stock market. I'm just not there. I'll be honest with you, Waleed. I'm just not there. Okay. So the other thing, that's number 5. So we talked about 6, comfort and routine. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We talked about lack of motivation or clarity, right? Not having your why is so some reason why you won't want to start. And then number 4, uncertainty or doubt, not knowing what lies ahead or fear of the unknown. That could cause you to overthink and second guess yourself. I got notes, right? That's what I'm looking at. And so what you want to do, uncertainty or doubt. Let's talk about this for just a minute. Everybody and their mama going to talk about you. You know that, right? When you start setting goals, thank you so much, Waleed. He feels that way, I'm sure. He tells me that. So when you start setting goals and when you start making moves, people will talk about you. They're going to say something favorable or they're going to be negative, right? You even have people that will try to hinder you from progressing. Don't let them. Don't. Everybody talks. They're all going to have something to say. Make your moves in silence, right? Don't let doubt or fear of the unknown stop you from moving or uncertainty. So if I make this move, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to my friends? How are they going to view me? If this is a goal that you really want to accomplish and you think that you will be successful at it and you've written out your goal and your steps to making those goals, do it. It's 2025. We already done with January. Do it. Do it, right? Because before you know it, it'll be the end of 2025. And you want to look back at the end of every year. I know a lot of places do this recap, right? Where they look and say, what happened in 2025? They do like a whole recap of the year. Do you ever do that with your life? Do you ever do a recap of your life and sit and think about what did I accomplish in January? What did I do in February? What did I do in March? And so on and so on. What did I do in 2025 to make my life better? And more importantly, to start my journey toward accomplishing my goals. Because if you don't start, you'll never ever see the end goal, the end game, like they say, right? So you want to be able to sit and not let uncertainty or doubt stop you from moving forward. A lot of people that will be in your ear and will say things to you, they don't have no goals themselves. They don't want you to accomplish anything because they don't have no goals, right? And that's not everybody, but that's a lot of people. Do not want you to be successful because they want you to stay stuck in that rut. Don't let them. Don't let that get to you so that you feel like you can't move forward, okay? Now, that is number 4. Number 3, lack of resources will stop people from starting their journey. They're hesitant because of lack of resources. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people think it takes a lot of money to start certain things. But why don't you set a goal and start small? Sometimes it's not resources, it's knowledge and wisdom. What do I mean by that? So, if you're looking at a career change, there may be funding or grant of some sort that you can tap into in order to start accomplishing and setting yourself on a path of that journey to accomplish your goal, right? Sometimes it's not money. There are businesses out there. If you get a job with that business, they're willing to train you in a certain field. And it may be the field that you want to get into, but they're willing to train you in that field because they need people in that field and they're willing to pay for it. So sometimes it's not money. That's really the issue. Sometimes you're not tapping into resources that will benefit you and the knowledge of someone else to get their wisdom. I'll show you or tell you what I mean. So there's a content creator on YouTube, and I've been following her since I decided to do more with my channel. And I really, really like her, right? Because she's honest. There's several of them. She was on earlier today. It's Vibe with Sonia, Sonia. I'm a shout her out because I think the information she gives is just invaluable, right? And so she was willing to, and she is willing, even though she has courses and classes that I'm gonna eventually take. I'm gonna fit that into my time schedule in the next couple of months. But she actually is a source of knowledge and wisdom. If you look at some of her videos, and there are other content creators who do the same thing I've seen, but to be able to communicate with her and then be able to ask her questions about content creation and then have her give her knowledge and her wisdom, it didn't cost me anything. It didn't cost me anything. It really helped me to get knowledge and to tap into her wisdom that's going to benefit me. Some of the things that she said, I have been able to do in my channel and benefit from, right? So she's very direct. She's very on point with her knowledge. She's been doing this for a number of years. And so when you find someone in the field that you want to go to, that's the person you want to tap into, right? That's the person you want to ask questions about, right? And I am the type of person, this is going to take me a while. This YouTube channel and social media is going to take me a while, but I'm determined to stay with it, right? Because if anything, the determination is what's going to get you through. That's what's going to get me to where I need to be. I'm not going to mimic myself or compare myself to another content creator because we're different. And I give them props for the wonderful things they do. These people are phenomenal and they are allowing people in their lives in order to show them their world. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And that's something that I strive to do as well. And so when you see other people who are willing to give you that knowledge and wisdom free of charge, tap into it. Tap into it, ask them questions, and they're willing to share. It's a beautiful thing to see that come to play. And so sometimes when we don't start our journeys, thanks to everybody who joined, give me some likes if you can. When we don't start our journey, we feel like it's lack of resources. So that's number 3. I have notes here, guys. Number 2, fear of failure. Have you ever been scared that you're not going to accomplish what you set out to do? I think I've been like that several times in my life. I've had fear of failure. Every time I started a certain journey and it didn't come to fruition and I failed, I went back to being in my comfort zone and my routine. And when I was in my comfort zone and my routine, I got back into having doubt and uncertainty. And when I got into doubt and uncertainty, I didn't look for resources. You see how that's a cycle, right? I go all the things that we've talked about so far. When you have a fear of failure and you don't accomplish your goal, you get right back into that routine and you fall right back into, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's like this. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not going to accomplish my goals. Maybe I can never be what I want to be. Maybe people won't see who I am. And you've got to get out of that mindset in order to keep going. You know, you are valuable and you have something interesting and you can share that with people. And that's what people need to see. But if you keep having a fear of failure and never set goals and never work toward them, you won't let other people see the values and the assets that you possess. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Failure is not always a bad thing. Failure sometimes can cause you to step back and assess where you've been and what changes you need to make in order to go forward. Here's a prime example. So during my weight loss journey, I'm at 170 pound weight loss. Okay. I think I have like 30 pounds left to go. I'm debating on whether or not to do that. My husband ain't complaining. So, okay. So anyway, he has asked me not to lose any more weight. And, okay. Now that I got that out the way. So when I was on my weight loss journey and I would step on the scale and the scale would go up by 5 pounds, it was failure in my eyes. But then I had to step off the scale and go, well, wait a minute, what have I been doing different? Because I'm gaining weight and not losing weight. Now, if I've been at the gym and I've switched to weightlifting, which I had done, that's why I'm picking up pounds first. And then I'm going to have that drop, right? But it also could be what I'm eating because I'm hungrier because I am lifting weights. So even though I moved to doing more weightlifting, let me see what I need to do to kind of counteract. So the weight is going to add and be heavier as far as pounds on the scale. But let me see what I need to do to tailor my eating so that I'm not overeating and adding an additional pounds on when I'm actually trying to lose weight. Okay. So sometimes failure is not a bad thing. It really isn't. It all depends on how you look at it. Okay. And then also the number 1 reason why you have not started your journey is you're simply not ready. You're simply not ready. I just put a post up about Mary Kay. Did anybody watch that post? I'm going to start selling Mary Kay again. You can, and here's my shameless plug for Mary Kay, because I'm going to plug it for the skincare and for other products. You can reach out to me. It's www.marykay.com/EBOULWARE. That's my website. Now, When I first started selling Mary Kay, I wasn't confident, right? I didn't feel like I was worthy enough to sell the product. I was very unsure of myself. And that was before my weight loss journey. So when I really think about it, I simply wasn't ready to do it, right? There are other issues that I had to resolve before I got into selling Mary Kay. Does Mary Kay still have Tamarisk for Men? I can look it up, Diana. I literally just started selling again this week, and it's been a couple of years since I've sold. I know they do have men cologne, so I will hit you up after this and tell you if they have it or not. Okay. I just got just my skincare, and I've set up my website, so I'm still getting that done. But I do love their skincare, which is what my other video was about. And so I'll look, and my husband uses the Mary Kay, right? And he actually loves their men's skincare. And my son, my oldest one with the beard and the mustache, who's only 19, I know, he uses the Mary Kay. So I'm gonna look and see if they have it, and then I'll respond to your comment after this live. So when I first started, and this is just talking about you simply not ready to start your journey, right? So I loved makeup. I think anybody who knows me know I love makeup. However, I was not ready to start down this journey. I didn't have confidence. When I found out that you had to show people how to use the product, I can't tell you, I felt like my neck tightened up and I was scared to death. And I was like, oh my God, I got to talk to people. Oh my God, I was scared to death. I'm a completely different woman now, right? But that took time because I couldn't let fear of failure stop me from accomplishing my goals. You know how many people allow that to happen? You always going to have somebody in your ear. You're always going to have somebody who tells you that you may not be valuable enough, or they think you're not good enough to accomplish a goal, and they're just trying to hold you back. Get these people out of your ear. Make your moves in silence, right? You don't have to broadcast what you're doing, just do it. Sometimes we don't start our journey because we're fearful of what other people think. Why do we continue to let them live rent free in our head? Why? Why? So I had to really sit back in each area of my life. I have to sit back, and I do this from time to time. Not only do I write down what my goals are, I have an outline for my goals, right? Because this year I really want to accomplish some things. And one is the social media channels that I'm on, just getting people informed about certain things. And then number two, to see if it can help anyone. But then number two, I also want to see if I need to tweak anything, right? So maybe this is not working. I had a product line that I had started on Etsy. And when I worked with some of the vendors, it wasn't what I needed it to be. So I had to halt the product line. And then I got to go back to that. That's like on my to do probably after the wedding, right? Because I can't do everything all at once. But sometimes when you fail, so that was a failure for me, right? Not being able to launch the product line that I wanted to. However, it's not really a failure because I haven't let it go. And if it taught me something. So it taught me that maybe I need to step back, look at what I'm doing, and then tweak it a little bit so I can make it better. So the next time I do my product launch, right, it's going to be better. And I'm going to be more dedicated to it because it's something that I want to do. See, when you're not ready to accomplish and set goals, nobody can force you to do it. You know that, right? When you're not ready, I'll say it again for the people in the back. When you're not ready to accomplish certain goals, nobody can force you to do it. You guys remember to give me some likes. I hope you like the channel that I'm on, and I hope you're watching my other channels as well. So you have to be ready. Nobody could force me to lose weight. I had to be ready. I had to do it. Okay. And when I got to the point that I was ready, and that's when I started making moves. When you think about it, we all know what we need to do to accomplish certain things. We all do. Doing it and enacting it is a whole nother project. Doing it and enacting it is a whole nother project. So these are 6 reasons. I'll recap. These are the 6 reasons. Number 6, you're in a comfort, you're comfortable, and you're in a routine. You don't want to get out of it. So you're not going to do it. Number 5, lack of motivational clarity. You don't know your why. You don't know what's going to cause you to move forward, and you don't know the reason for doing it. You may have a friend that started their own business and you go, oh, I want to do that. But what you don't know is that your friend has been working at this for 2 years or more. You're just seeing the culmination of all their hard work, and that's what's motivating you to move forward. Okay. But you don't know your why. Number 4, uncertainty and doubt. So you don't know how this is going to turn out. You're scared because you've never been down this path before, and you don't know what to do in order to make it better. You don't know, because you know your decision is going to impact other people. You just don't know how they're going to be impacted and if they're going to like it, and you're scared about that. Number 3, lack of resources. You don't have money. Welcome to the club. Okay, I'm just going to throw that there. So you don't have money, but you don't necessarily need money for everything. Sometimes you just need to be able to tap into knowledge or a wisdom resource, right? Somebody who has been where you are and where you want to go. So like I said, my dad used to always say, and I think I've said this to you guys before. Thank you so much for the likes, guys. I really appreciate the hearts. My dad used to always say, you got to have been where I'm going to tell me how to get there. So sometimes when you want to start a goal, you hesitate because you don't have the resources. You don't know how to get there. You thinking I need. When my husband and I have been talking about starting a business that's completely different than anything either one of us are doing, but it's something that we're interested in. And so what we're doing now, and this is going to be like a 5-year plan, right? So what we're doing now is laying the groundwork. I'm doing research in order to figure out how to lay the groundwork. I'm going to look for grants. I'm going to tap into resources, people who've done what we want to do, because this is a trade that's actually needed in our society today. And I think it's going to be a benefit to the people that will be able to participate in it. And it's something that we both are passionate about, right? And so when you think about that, it may take some money out of our pockets. Let's be real, we may have to get a loan. But when I started looking into this field, there are grants out there. There are places that are willing to help fund you and educate you and give you the training that you need, because they know it's something that's needed in our society. Think about this. You have some jobs that will hire you, and when you get on, check into tuition reimbursement, right? Because if it's, for instance, at a hospital, they will be willing to train you in a certain field. Now, the commitment piece is you don't have to put any money up front, but you got to be dedicated and stay there for a certain amount of time, right? Since they paid for it. So just make sure that if that's part of the clause, that you fulfill that obligation. But you can tap into resources and find out if you can get funding, get grants and stuff like that. Now, I know there's a hold here in the US on some funding, but you can definitely look into what other resources there are, like at your company or your job, that be willing to pay for that, right? And so you don't always need money. You don't always need money. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, that's my husband. Welcome. Thank you, babe. My live is cool. Thank you. So you don't always have to have money up front. It is, easy just to ask your job. And that's something. No, the only thing is, when you ask your job, don't walk in saying, okay, I want to be the CEO of this company. What training will you give me? I would not recommend you do that. However, thanks also for all the hearts. I really appreciate it. So what you want to do is just say, get on the job first and then see what other areas are available. If you work in a hospital, do they pay for their employees in certain areas to go to school? Will they pay for nursing, right? If you want to get a nursing degree, those are resources that you can tap into where you don't really have to pay a lot of money or put a lot of money up front. A lot of jobs will pay for you, and then you just have to commit to work there. But you're a lot happier because you're reaching goals and you're in a field that you love. Okay? So think about that. So it's not always requiring a lot of money. And then fear of failure. So I feel like this. I'm not going to be successful. I don't know how this is going to wind up. I'm not doing it. Okay? And that's how a lot of people feel. They're so scared of failure that they don't give themselves a chance to win. And let me tell you something, failure is not always a bad thing. It really isn't. Sometimes failure will tell you where to tweak what you're doing. I had said before, and I'll do this again, when I get to a certain point, and I'm hoping that's going to be sometime in August, maybe September, the fall of the year. Fall is a good time for me to relaunch my product line. When I relaunch my product line, I will have learned from the first time what I don't want to do, right? Because I tried to relaunch this product line and it didn't go well. Right. So when you have a fail, pick yourself up and keep going, because every failure is not an end all. It's a learning lesson. How many times, and you're not going to remember this, but you can ask your parents, how many times did you fall when you were learning how to walk? But did you just lay on the ground and determine yourself you're never going to get up and walk again? You'd have a lot of people crawling around on their hind parts, right? If they never ever picked themselves up from a fall. We at one time when we were younger were ambitious, right? Young people are very ambitious. You can look at a toddler and he's determined. He's going to pull up on the side of that bed where his parents are, and he's going to crawl, put that leg up, put that foot up, and he's going to get up in that bed. We can watch them do it. They are ambitious. And even if he falls on his butt, he's going to pick himself back up and do it again. We lose that ambition sometimes when we fall as adults. Why? Why? Because we don't learn from the fall. So you can watch a toddler trying to throw that leg up on that bed. And if they fall because they put the foot in the wrong place, you better believe the next time they're not going to put their foot in that place again, because they've learned their lesson. So not every failure is something that you can't learn from, right? And don't let it put you back into that mindset. I didn't succeed. I'm not happy. I made a mistake. And I'm going to go back to my comfort and my routine. And I'm not going to advance. And I'm not going to do anything else. Well, that's not where you want to be. We are at the end of January. The end of January. This year, 2025, is going to fly by. 2024, I don't know what happened to it. 2023, I feel like we should be in 2023. I don't want to go back to 2020 because of the pandemic. However, time flies. So make your goals and your choices count. Okay? And so if you fall, don't ever fear failing. Failing and failure can be a learning lesson for you. As long as you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving. That's how you're going to be and progressive and set your goals and accomplish them. I'm going to tell you, when you think about a lot of these owners of major corporations, when they had a dream, Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg and all these other people, when they had a dream, how many times do you think they failed? And then they had to pick themselves up, right? How many times do you think they started a program, an app, or a process and it didn't pan out the way they wanted to, right? And they had to fix it and move on. That's even true today, because when I have an iPhone. I don't know if some people are on Android. Every time a new phone is released, they have to fix the bugs. They release these phones with bugs in them. Is that a failure? No. They won't know how it works until it gets out on the market, but that's not going to stop them from putting it out. So every failure is not a bad thing. It actually can help you to grow. Now, the number one reason, are y'all ready for number one? The number one reason why you have not started your journey, whether it be weight loss or career path or anything else, is because you are simply not ready. Okay? And so nobody can force someone to make changes and set goals if they're not ready. No one can force someone to do something if they're not ready. For decades, I dealt with overeating and being overweight. And so no matter if my doctor told me you need to lose weight, if my mom and dad expressed concerns, if my kids kind of looked at me side-eye, because they ain't gonna say nothing. Let's be real. They just gonna look, but they ain't gonna say nothing. If my friends were saying, hey, you picking up some weight, you might want to look. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So no one could make you or make me lose weight. I had to get to a point when I was ready. And so 170 pounds lighter, because that's where I'm at right now, 170-pound weight loss. Let me tell you something. My regret is that I didn't start it sooner. I wish I had done it sooner, because I feel wonderful, right? Except not today, because I'm battling a cold and I have a fever. And when I get off here, I'm getting into bed. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Now, I wish I had started sooner. But if I'm not ready, then no one can make me make moves. Does that make sense? So if you're not ready to make those changes, at least be honest with yourself that you're not ready to make those changes. But when you get ready, you will thrive because you'll be motivated to do what you want to do. You'll thrive, okay? You will be more confident because you're ready. Many of you know today, I think it dropped on my YouTube channel, I started reselling Mary Kay. Now, I started probably about 5, 6 years ago selling Mary Kay. And I was a consultant, and actually probably longer than that. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Shri. Okay, thank you so much. So I started selling Mary Kay. I was not confident. I did not like talking in front of people. As much as I may seem to be an extrovert now, I am more so an extrovert now than I was before, right? And so I would clamp down in some settings, right? I can be very introverted. You're from India? Well, welcome to the live. And so I literally wasn't ready, but I jumped into it because I thought the product is fabulous. I'm using the product. I had adult acne and I tried several different things and I gave it a couple of months and it cleared up my adult acne. You know, my skin felt better, it was hydrated. I love the product, but I just wasn't ready to sell it, right? And so I failed. I failed miserably, right? I really wasn't pushing the product. I really wasn't telling or marketing to people the product. And it just really, it took a toll on me because I felt like a failure. I was like, I can't even sell a tube of lipstick. Let's be real. Because I had no confidence. Now, I did sell a tube of lipstick, let me be honest with you. But anyway, that's where my confidence level was because I wasn't ready. And so now I relaunch and I'm back into it because your girl ready. I am ready. I'm excited. It was one of the things that's on my goal list, right? Because I believe in the product so much because I've seen how it helps me and other people. I believe in skincare because with the extreme heat that we have here and the extreme cold that we have here, I will tell you, I break out easily, but when my skin is really hydrated, it feels so much better. And so now, Sri, there's some things you're just not supposed to ask. Okay? So I'm just not going to answer that, but I'm just going to let it go. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, what I realized is that nobody can force you to do what you don't want to do when you're not ready in your life. That's just simply the truth and how things are. And so that's the number one reason why people hesitate to start their goals. They're simply not ready. Okay. And so at some point, you're going to be ready. At some point, you're going to assess different areas of your life and you're going to see what you want to change and tweak in order to make yourself happy. And you're going to be able to make those changes and you're going to be happy. But that takes time. You really got to get a chance to know yourself, okay? And see where you want to make changes, what changes you want to make, what journey you want to start before you actually, start making those changes and start your journey. So let's recap the 6 reasons why people don't start their journey. Number 6, comfort and routine. You're in your comfort zone. You have a routine. I do this every day and I'm not changing and I'm comfortable in my routine. I get up every morning, I go take care of my hygiene and then I come down, I pack up my youngest one's stuff for school. I make my cup of coffee. I drink about 2 bottled waters. I drink 100 fluid ounces a day. This is like my next to the last bottle that I'll drink before I go to bed. And then I, take my high schooler to high school. That's my routine. That's my routine. Okay. And so I want to feel comfortable in my routine. So I'm not going to make changes. Well, that's not always the best thing to do, right? So that's the 6th reason we're in our comfort zone and in our routine. Number 5, lack of motivational clarity. We don't know our why. I don't know my reason for my drive, right? And if you don't know your why, but you want to make changes in your life, here's a goal. Sometime this weekend, take an hour and start writing down what goals you want to reach this year. And then write down when you think you can meet those goals. Put a date to the goal, because like they say, a goal without a date is just a wish. Okay, put a date next to the goal, and then under that leave enough room under each goal to put mini goals, right? As far as what you want to accomplish, as far as your mini goals in order to reach those bigger goals, and put dates beside those too. And then before you finish, think about your overall why. So this is what I want to do. This is what I want to accomplish. This is how I'm going to get there. But what's my motivation? What's my why to accomplish that? And that could be done in every area of your life. I do that from time to time. How to stop any addiction? Yeah, well, I had a food addiction. I'm going to be honest with you. What was my why? Here's my goal. This is where I want to be in a year. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how the steps I'm going to take, and this is what I'm going to be focused on. And if you have a stronger addiction, there's medical help that you can seek in order. I'm not a doctor, right? I wouldn't even presume to be one, but I can tell you that there's stuff on, the internet that you can get help with, as well as the medical doctors that'll be able to help you if you have an addiction. And then number four, I can't do it. Okay, four. Number four, uncertainty or doubt, not knowing what lies ahead, fear of the unknown. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm scared to death. So I'm not going to start the journey because I don't know what's going to happen. My family relies on me. I'm the sole breadwinner in my house. And if I take this leap to a new career path, if I do this, they're going to be impacted. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm not going to do it. So you're going to stay in a job where you're not happy. You're going to continue to make other people's dreams count and matter, and not ever accomplish your own goals and see your own dreams come to fulfillment. So just think about that, okay? So that's number four. Number three, lack of resources. We talked about that too. Number three, lack of resources. People think they need money. I have soda addiction, trying to quit, but failing. Okay, so I used to drink soda. I don't drink soda anymore. I drink a cup of coffee and I drink my water throughout the rest of the day. That's just me, okay? But for soda addiction, why don't you just try to replace one bottle of soda, one can of soda, with a bottle of water? Start off easy. I don't believe in jumping into everything. I think you should take steps to reach your goals. That's when we talk about those mini steps. So replace, if you're drinking, 8 cans a day, then replace one of those cans, 7 cans, one bottle of water, or one cup of water, until you start to desire a friend. Okay? And I'm reading your text. Please help my friend. Until you start to desire more water, make those changes. So 7 cans of soda, one bottle of water, 1 can of water. Okay? 6 cans of soda, 2 cans of water. You see what I'm talking about, Shree? That's how you make little changes in order to accomplish your big goal. And let me tell you something, most soda drinkers, if you drink soda all day, the benefit of drinking water and starting to filter that out is that, number one, you're going to feel better. Number two, you are going to lose weight. And number three, your skin is going to clear up, right? When you don't drink a lot of soda. So people have commented about that a lot. I used to drink soda. I was a Pepsi person. That's all I wanted. And my skin cleared up, and my skin's better hydrated. So, skincare starts on the inside and the out. So be mindful of that, Shree. And I wish you much success, because I know how hard that is. Now, fear of failure is number two. I'm going to fail. I feel like I'm going to fail. I don't know how I would bounce back from a failure. Failure can also be a learning lesson. Go figure. If you fail, if you fall, learn from your fall and pick yourself up. I drink alcohol. Is it good? Now, you know the answer to that, Wally. You know the answer. You know alcohol in mass quantities is not good for you. Okay? I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I do consume alcohol from time to time. And when I say time to time, maybe once a year. I'll be honest with you. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. But, you will feel a lot better if you're not drinking a lot of alcohol as much over time. Okay? So you want to be careful of that too. And alcohol can be very fattening. So it can help gain weight. Obviously, if you're drinking too much, you're depressed, but just existing. I'm sorry to hear that, Shree. I'm hoping that you get some help, and you're able to talk to someone to get you the help that you need, because depression is very serious. I have friends that are depressed. I've been through states in my life when I've dealt with depression over things that were going on in my life. So I know what that's like. You don't drink alcohol. You take drugs instead. Wally, you just going from bad to worse. I don't even know how to answer that. For both alcohol and drugs, there's help out there. You can get help, okay? Let me get to number one because now I'm about to shut this down. So you're just not ready. That's the reason why you haven't started your journey. You're just simply not ready. Doesn't matter what other people tell you, doesn't matter what other people think. You are simply not ready. No one can force you to do something unless you're ready, okay? So I hope you guys, please, if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel. It's Erica_Essie. I will be back on next week. I may even come on this weekend. We'll see. I am going to take some cough medicine. Thank you. Well, I am going to be more on live on YouTube. That's my goal. See, I have my goal, right? And I'm going to be on live on YouTube in order to offer help in different varieties. So it's not always about 6 steps that, that stop us from accomplishing our goals or starting a journey. The whole channel is about lifestyle, right? And some of the things, I got a wedding planning that I'm going through. Thank you. I appreciate it. Waleed, my husband did click in earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, anything that you can use to encourage yourself as you start this journey in life, or as you continue this journey in life, to make yourself happy and to encourage other people, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And that's what makes me happy, is helping other people. If you've named some things, I've probably endured some things myself, and life is not easy. But if I could offer any tips to lose belly fat. Well, if you are drinking a lot of soda, that's going to help if you cut back on that. And then, get yourself a good exercise routine. And I'm going to tell you, the wonderful thing about the internet is that you can Google a lot of stuff. And when I was on my weight loss journey, that's what I did. I did Google, foods that help with belly fat, exercises that will tone. And I'm still working on it. I still have a little bit of a mama pouch, right? Because there's some areas that just are stubborn, and belly fat is one of them. It's very hard, to lose your belly fat, but you can do it. I've seen people, and one of my goals, is to work with a trainer that I've seen online, and I absolutely love her because she understands what the transition is like when you're someone who's heavy and lost a lot of weight. I've lost over 170 pounds. So there are definitely some things that I want to tighten up, but as long as my hubby loves me, I'm good. Shout out to you, babe. Mwah. All right, this is your girl, Erica Essie. It's Erica_Essie is my channel. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, share. Share this when it drops with other people. I will see you guys. My headache is getting worse, and I'm starting to get hot, which means my fever is getting worse. So I'm going to go take some cough medicine. Yes, it will, Shri. It will help with the belly fat. It will. I'm going to go take some cough medicine, and I'm going to call it a night. This is your girl. I will see you guys later. I'm out.